a whole single. And I'm just stopping by for a quick live this morning because I really didn't have any intentions on coming live this morning. But I heard a word this morning from a sister that does these morning inspirations and so forth. And she reminded me of something that I thought, you know what, I really need to, somebody else need to hear this morning because this recently happened to me and I didn't share it. I didn't, literally, of all the things that I share, I didn't share this. You know, like, like my big brother pastor say last week, somebody got the Bible and some business, in the business and some Bible. But this thing that happened back in December, I didn't share. And I don't know. It was just mute to me. But so this is the case. So, you know, if you read the description, it says, don't put new wine in an old wine bottle. Or do you know the word says, don't put new wine in old wine skins, yet let it'll burst about when it matures. And, you know, like for those that drink wine, I don't drink anymore, but when I did drink, I liked very nice wines. I'm talking about it was nothing for me to spend maybe $100, $150. That 200 would be my limit on like budget. Because if it was something that was really in there, I would. But when you get a really nice bottle of wine, you take the cork off. And if you notice when you take the cork is gonna swell from where it was wet. That's the fermentation. That's the bitter of the wine is gonna make that cork swell. But also you have to take the cork off sometime before you drink it so that it can do what we call breathe. There's vapors and stuff that come out that actually that's why it's pushed down with a cork. It's pressure. Anyway, that's just a little bit of science. I love it. But today, I wanted to touch quickly about why I'm focusing on that old wine skin. Because as we grow in Christ, we're not who we used to be. We don't do some of the, like I said, I don't drink anymore. I don't drink alcohol at all. But I love to have me a cute little mocktail where they don't do nothing but mix up a bunch of stuff, and you know what I'm saying? And so anyway, back in December, those of you that know me know that usually December is a hard month, even though it's my birthday month. It's usually hard, but it wasn't last year. It haven't been for the last couple of years. I've been doing really well on my birthday. And so I took a whole week off. But all of a sudden I get this out of the way text, right? And the text, and for people that I know, and you all do the same thing, you put their name in the phone. Even if it's a scam, even if it's a bill collector. How many of y'all put bill collector in your phone for people, so when they bill collector come, you can be like, call you. You be like, oh no, I ain't answering you. You know you do it. Go ahead and put them hands up. And y'all feel free to join. You can send me stars. You can give money to the channel now. You go ahead and give them supers. But anyway, I had this text and it said Jerry the truck driver. And I'm like, what in the world, Jerry the truck driver? I haven't talked to this guy in like 6 years. 6 years. I met this guy like when I very first came to Birmingham, and it didn't really work out. And then I don't know, I don't think it was no big argument. And, I just thought, and I'm that, like somebody turned me off, they just turned me off. And I'm just gone. Like, hey, it was all right, it was cool, but hey, it's nothing there. I ain't no mean, ain't no mad, ain't no if I see you in the street, I could be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Nothing, no big deal. So I get a text from Jerry the truck driver after 6 years. And he said, hey, Candy, how's it going? How's it doing? I'm like, good. And so now I'm thinking, what in the world? Why is he texting me? Why what's up? Anyway, he texts, I changed phones and lost your number. You could have kept that lie to yourself. That was a lie. That was a lie. And first, so now you done turned me off because you just lied to me. Because if I understand you changed phones and all that, but how did you find the number now then? Because your number's still the same, because it's still coming up in my phone as Jerry the truck driver 6 years later. So that means your phone number ain't changed. You may have changed phones, but how did you find my number? Okay, so most of us have Google, or if you got an Apple phone and all that, you can save your numbers. So I've changed phones probably 3 or 4 times since I talked with Jerry. And so that's why his phone number was still saved in my phone as Jerry the truck driver. So that's how you got my phone. But instead of being honest and saying, I understand, I don't know why we stopped talking or why we stopped communicating, but I just figured I saw your number again in my phone and thought you lied, talking about you ain't had to do. So that was turn on. So then he asked, can we meet up and see each other again? And I'm thinking to myself, every day this man is texting me, good morning, sunshine, have a good evening, good morning. And I'm like, just barely doing reactions. Not, that letter ain't in person. No, I must not be all that interested if I'm just reacting to your messages. I'm not giving you back any, oh, hey, Jerry, how are you? How's your day going? Like those people you really, really like. You be like, oh, yeah, how you doing? How's your day? Hope you have a great day today. Hope we get to talk later, and all that. I ain't none of that. Because the whole time I'm thinking, I can't remember why I stopped talking to Jerry. Why did I stop talking to Jerry? It got to be a reason, right? So then I started thinking, I was like, well, one thing I remember is Jerry breath really, really stank. I mean, it ain't funny because I think maybe he has some issues. I mean, it was like, meet me like, if it would meet you in the door like breath. So I'm like, yeah. I wouldn't just stop talking to somebody because I might would have told you, he'd keep offering you some gum or a mint or something. But and I kept thinking, but the whole time I'm sort of turned off because there's a reason I put you in the past. There's a reason I put you in the past. Then I'm thinking a few years ago, I talked to Jerry over the phone because I was working at a place called Acceptance Insurance. It's a Cheap Charlie insurance company. Jerry calls. I say, hey, this is Kennedy. Thanks for calling Acceptance. He's like, I know you. I'm like, wait a minute. How you know me? First of all, I was in another store. I was a managing agent, but I wasn't in my own store. I was in the girl whose store I was covering for. Her name was Candice. So I'm thinking maybe he just heard me wrong. And people would say that me and Candice's voice sounded alike because we both have like a deep sort of voice. But he's like, no, I know you. So he kept talking. He was like, Jerry Pugh, Jerry. I was like, oh, Jerry the truck driver. I know. Okay. So now I'm pulling up your information, right? I'm pulling up that you and your new woman own this policy together. Now, back then, that was only about a good year or so, maybe a year or two after I stopped talking to Jerry. So now I'm seeing that, oh, okay, well, he moved on. All right, ain't no big deal. It's all right, it's cool, because my life is all right. So forward fast to just past December, I finally remember, oh, okay, well, yeah, you know what? Jerry had to moved on, and now he telling me he lost my number, he whatever. I'm like, no, he didn't. He moved on. He got somebody else. So then that's why he wasn't calling. So it's okay, no big deal. He still, can I meet you for lunch? Can I take you to breakfast? Can I, and I'm still sort of like, I ain't feeling Jerry. It's a reason. And I just kept like, God, please tell me why I really, really stopped talking to Jerry. I said, because like you said, we're not going back. A dog don't go back to his own vomit. Why should I? So I said, wait a minute. I finally remembered why. Why I why I stopped talking to Jerry. Because Jerry was stingy with himself. And Jerry expected me to be stingy with myself. And that wasn't going to happen for me in my life at the time. I was like, oh, I remember that Jerry lived in a house that was given to him or left to him or willed to him. And I guess a storm had came through and part of the roof was gone. And he was living in this house back in one room. And they had tarps over part of the house and it was cold, cold. This Alabama get cold. So I'm like, this man asked me to come stay the night at his house in this. And I remember thinking to myself, you don't care nothing about me. You don't care nothing about me if it's Alabama cold and you expect me to come and sleep in this house. And not just that, not just sleep in this house, on a cot. He was sleeping on a cot. So you invite somebody to come sleep with you in a house with no roof in the cold and sleep on a cot. I'm talking about a military kind of cot, like this wide, like ain't wide enough for both of us. We sleeping like this in the cot. I'm like, I can't do this. And that was the last time I even spoke to Jerry. Because I said, this man is cheap with himself and he expects me to be cheap with him. And I'm not. I mean, I could understand struggling with somebody, like y'all been married for some time, something happens, and y'all struggling together, like, hey, we gonna do what we gotta do to get through this time, and then we gonna move on. We gonna get up together. But not somebody that you trying to date and trying to get to know and trying to put in a way, like you the man, you supposed to be able to lead. And I'm looking at it, this man can't lead me nowhere. He can't lead me nowhere. You driving, my daddy was a truck driver. I know what truck drivers make. So what's going on with you that you can't get this roof fixed? What's going on with you that, or what choices have you made in life already that you can't get this, some kind of loan or get some money? What? So I'm thinking, okay, no, this ain't the guy for me because I need a leader. I need a strong man. I need somebody that can take the reins. I'm tired of making decisions. I want you to make some decisions. And hey, baby, this what we gonna, hey, okay, husband. You listening to God and he told you that X, Y, and Z, MNOP, let's go and be. But anyway, don't go back. Don't even, sometimes you don't even gotta try to do as I did. I had to remember. And see, that's just me. I was like, why did I stop? Why? And I shouldn't even put my mind through that much brain space. I should have just said, nice speaking to you. Hope all is well with you, Jerry, and go on about your business. You see what I'm saying? But eventually what I did was just block Jerry. I was like, you know what? I ain't got the heart to tell Jerry I don't want to be bothered with him. So I just blocked him. So I didn't have to be bothered with his texts anymore. But and I should have. I mean, really, I should have directly communicated with him. Jerry, I don't. I just don't think it's gonna work. If it didn't work before, it's not gonna work now. But I didn't. I cowered it out, and just didn't. But anyway, don't go back. Don't go back. If that person called you after all this time, and it's like, well, I don't remember him pursuing me after that. I don't remember him, showing up to my job with no flowers or sending no lunch money. I don't remember him pursuing me. So you expected me to just accept it. And that's what we can't do, women. And men, brothers, you can't accept that. You can't. You just I got a poll up, and I want y'all to put how many of you would accept somebody that just, that was in your past that came, and you just, and it ended, and you don't remember who would take them back. Somebody tell me. Y'all, I got a poll up. So what you, at least I thought I had a poll up. So y'all tell me who would take them back. Who would take them back? I want to know. Yes, you would, or no, you wouldn't. Tell me who would take them back. So that's what I want to know. I'm going to get ready to end this live in just a few minutes because I got to be off to work. I go. But in the poll, there's a poll up. And do you know y'all can send me supers? This channel is this, because I'm getting ready to just only start posting some members only, but some members only stuff. So y'all let me know on the poll how many people would take that person back. And then we're going to talk about it, because you can't put new wine in an old wine bottle because it's going to burst. And so we talking about taking them old people back, like somebody you ain't talked to, you used to date 6 years ago, and all of a sudden they decide they found your number, but see, they still got the same number. You know, we got Google on these phones now. You can change phones 20 times and still have all your contacts saved. But after 6 years, all of a sudden you found my number and called me, and you want to rekindle. How many? That's the poll. That's the poll. Well, how many gonna take them back? I want to know, because I'm advising, encouraging, and really just downright saying it was a reason why you stopped talking to him the first time. And like I said, the Bible says that, word said that, a dog don't go back to his own vomit. Why would you go back to somebody that you used to date and it didn't work out? If it didn't work out the first time, it probably not going to work out at this time. There was a reason. And if you can't remember that reason, if you're a praying person, ask God to bring to your remembrance why you didn't, and don't let it be just because it was, because Jerry did have some bad breath. His breath smelled like a bear behind. And it would just turn me like, dude, don't be. It did. It smelled like it really was awful. And I'm sorry if because I don't think I told him nothing about my YouTube, and I don't think he listened. But anyway, if he did, Jerry, you could do something about that. And number 2, 3, 4, and 5, it was a reason. It was a reason why I didn't date you anymore. And you didn't pursue me. You didn't pursue it. You let it go. So evidently it wasn't that important to you. So that's what I'm asking. Who would take them back? My answer, no. No, because there was a reason. And sometimes, you know what? Just like they say about addictions, like somebody that's addicted to drugs, or somebody that's addicted to alcohol, and they kick it. They kick that alcohol, they kick that drug addiction or whatever. And then they, all of a sudden, they slip back into it. They tell you that it's even worse, that addiction comes back and it hurts them even worse. It drags them down even worse. So if it was a reason why you kicked something to the curb, whatever that bad was, it probably going to be worse. Like I said, he was cheap with himself. I ain't cheap with me. I ain't the one that's going to splurge or, and all that. But I'm not cheap with me. And I'm not going to let somebody else make me be cheap, make me live in squalor, because that's where you're willing to live and you can do better. So somebody said, yeah, they'll take them back. And that's okay. You never know but I wouldn't. Ain't nothing yesterday for me but memories. You understand? And some of them was good and some of them was not so good. But in either case, I don't want to go back to them. There's nothing in yesterday that was so great that I want to go back to it, because if it was that great, it wouldn't be yesterday. It'll still be here. And what I'm saying, if I was that much worth to him in that time, he would have pursued me. He would, because I'm one, like I said, I'm one of them that just fall off. We didn't have no big argument. We didn't have a big fight and stop talking. I just eased off into my own space. And if you wanted me that bad back then, you would have pursued me. You'd been like, hey, what's going on? I haven't talked to you. Hey, what's, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't. So it was like deuces, deuces. It is what it is. So like I said, hey, I'm just stopping by because, like I said, sister said don't go back. She said she went that the man asked that she hadn't seen him in a while. See her, he asked her, come, let's go on a date. So then she comes by his house, he's like, why don't you come over and then, and then we'll go from there. So she's like, I'm familiar with him. So she trusted that she could go over there. But then she go over there and he done cooked up some wings, and she said he had a little bottle of E&J and some Irk and Jerk, some cheap liquor. Talking about why we just stay here. She like, yeah. She wanted to go out and be wine and dine. You trying to get back in our good graces. So she's like, hey, but I was hungry and I was familiar with him, meaning that she wasn't scared of him. She knew, he wasn't finna hurt her or nothing. But she said she went on and ate them chicken wings and then told him, I got to go. Because as she thought about it, she was like, I ain't getting tangled up in this. This man think I'm finna, that we that familiar. Don't be that person. And if it is, just be careful. Be careful. Make them work. Make them work. And then let's go for men and women. Because there's some women that can do you dirty. And then all of a sudden they want to come back. Knowing they, sis, now you already, knowing they want to come back. And then, men have feelings too. I keep telling y'all. Men love just as hard as women. I have brothers, as I was raised by men. So, anyway, I'm going to get out of here because somebody said they would, and I said I can't. Anyway, remember, guys, I got supers. Y'all can always do a donation to the channel so your girl can go out and get some more content. Anyway, I love you guys by the gallons. Peace, love, and fish grease. Why fish grease? Does anybody know? Does anybody? Anyone? Hey, y'all remember that? Anyone? Ferris Bueller? Anyone? Because it's hot. Bye, y'all. Have a great day.